You have 5 seconds. Which one is the real controller? Which one's the fake controller? 3, 2, 1. I know I said 5 and counted out from 3, but I gave you more than 5 seconds anyways. This one's the real one. I mean, in person at least, it's pretty obvious to tell which one is which because the plastic is like it's a little bit shimmery. Maybe is the word. I'm not quite sure, but the obvious thing is this does not match the shell. The carpet does not match the drapes. And also, once you remove the cable, you can see that there is no Nintendo branding whatsoever. And now the cable's wrapped around my hand. Yeah. Ow. So, I bought this quite a few months back, and I just want to talk about it a little bit because the reason I bought this is because, if you're not aware, I do sell Nintendo GameCubes, modded GameCubes, on my website, retroremaster.com. Hopefully, I'll be posting this at a time where I restock my GameCubes because the time recording, I only have one Indigo one. But I bought this a while back, around the time that I started selling modded GameCubes. Actually, it was probably like a year after, if I'm being honest. But I bought this because I was wondering if I should include GameCube controllers with GameCubes, or if I should just offer it as an add-on maybe, because I knew for a fact I did not want to buy original GameCube controllers and clean them up and fix them up because it's just way too much work. It's not worth it for me financially. And with how many different color variants there are, I know people will be picky and just say, I don't want that controller. And they buy their own to get a different color one, whatever. I just don't care enough. And it's too much effort for me. And I like having an ounce of free time every now and then. God forbid I play a video game. So I thought, well, if I can find a decent third-party controller, a decent AliExpress knockoff that I can sell along with it, then great. And honestly, this is good enough. I do actually like this controller. Now, am I going to reach for it over my original childhood GameCube controller? No, because I have 3 of my original 4 GameCube controllers from my childhood. The 4th one I lent to a friend and never saw again. And I doubt that they still have it. And I doubt that they know that they stole it from me. But I have 3 original GameCube controllers. And I have another one that has an extreme rate shell that I believe I did on an early video for the second channel. I'll try to remember to link it down below. And then this is my 5th GameCube controller. Not even counting the GameCube Joy-Cons that I have, or the Power A GameCube controller that I bought a long time ago. Or also, I am completely spacing on my wavebird that I have. I've got a lot of GameCube controller options. But that's not the point of this video. This is a decent controller. The L and R triggers feel good. Z is a very clicky button, but start, B, A, X, and Y. I know I said that backwards. The sticks feel good. The D-pad, this feels about as good as the D-pad on a GameCube controller can feel. Everything is very snappy, very responsive. This controller probably won't win you any Smash tournaments, but it's a very serviceable controller. I genuinely like it and recommend it. And this is going to be probably a pretty short video, but it's a good controller. If you just want a cheap GameCube controller, whether it be for your only GameCube controller, or maybe a little brother GameCube controller, or you just want to fill out to get 4 GameCube controllers in total so you can play 4-player GameCube games with your friends, these are great cheap options. They're only $10-ish on AliExpress. I'll have the link down below. They come in orange, black, and indigo, and they also have USB port variants with, USB ports on the end. So if you're just looking for something for your computer, then that's another great option. And again, it feels great. The dimensions are exactly the same. It feels like a GameCube controller. It does feel cheaper than the original ones do, but it's just mainly the plastic shell of it. It's lighter, if that's your thing. It does have rumble on it. It does have the fully analog triggers. The sticks feel great. Everything's accurate. And this is the controller that I do reach for when I'm testing GameCubes that I sell on my website, retroremaster.com. And it's the only Spice Orange one that I have. It's not a real Spice Orange, but It's orange and it looks cool. Go Beavs. But I have bought a different aftermarket GameCube controller that I no longer have, and that's because it was horrible. It was a actual piece of junk. You can probably go through a bunch of my old GameCube modding VODs on the VODs channel if you want to see me actually mess around with it. But this is the wavebird aftermarket controller that I bought. It is awful. The buttons are not good. They feel awful. Half the time, I could not get this to actually connect to the dongle. I don't know if it was because the dongle wasn't like getting a good connection in the controller, or I don't know. It was not great at all. The stick was probably one of the worst sticks I've ever used in a controller, period. So if you see a wavebird knockoff like this on AliExpress, run for the hills. It is not worth $17 whatsoever. I don't care if you get free shipping. Not worth it. I would genuinely say if you want a wavebird, just save up for a wavebird. There is not an alternative that I've seen or heard of that is like actually good for a wireless GameCube controller for the GameCube. There are other options that you can get, like the Pro GCC, but that's a Switch Pro controller and that's still wired, but it will work with your GameCube. I mean, there is a wireless variant. It just won't be wireless for your GameCube. But then you could get like the Bluetooth adapter boards for your GameCube, and then you can use a Bluetooth controller with it. But I don't know. Either way, the point of this video was I wanted to highlight a actual decent aftermarket GameCube controller that's only about $10. And if you want to buy it, links in the description. I don't have a code for you because it's AliExpress, but I will get a kickback for that, just so you know. It's not going to be the best controller you've ever bought, but it's good enough, and it actually surprised me with how decent it is. That's a good word for it. It is a decent controller. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's going to feel good enough, especially if you're just not an elitist GameCube controller snob. Again, if you're trying to play like a competitive game or something, if you want the best of the best, don't get that. But if you want a cheap little brother controller, or I only have friends over once in a blue moon to play GameCube games and I need 4 controllers, that's your controller. You can literally get 4 of these for just over $40, because I think it's like $10.50 or something like that. Oh, it's actually less. I paid more for it. I paid $10.52 for it. It's now $9.38. And if you get something over $10, which that sucks, it's free shipping. But, you know, they have this, whatever the heck this is, wireless Switch version, I guess, that looks awful. But this is actually like dimensionally accurate and looks decent and feels decent. So I recommend this one for under $10. Fantastic deal. Do what you want with your money. I'm not going to tell you to buy it. If you do buy it, please use my link. Thanks. Bye. Feed my starving family.